Hello, I'm Dr. Archer Crosley, and welcome to Real World Pediatrics. So today I want to talk about trampoline injuries. I think there's a group of people somewhere in the United States who just sit around all day and try to think of harmful things for children to do. Trampoline parks are one of those things. Of course, we've always had trampolines in the United States. When I was a little kid, the neighbor down the street had a trampoline that we sort of bounced around on for a little bit. But these were the old days, the 60s, when nobody had dreams of doing anything more than just bouncing up and down a little bit. We weren't trying to be Olga Corbett. And a trampoline was a rare thing. You didn't see them in everybody's backyard, and there certainly weren't any trampoline parks, at least not where I lived. Now, every pediatrician in the United States has seen his or her share of trampoline injuries. Most of the cases involve soft tissue injury and fractures of either the forearm or the ankle. Now, rarely there is that catastrophic injury where someone has been rendered a quadriplegic. Fortunately, that is rare, but it does happen. Now, here are some statistics on trampolines. There are about 100,000 people treated in emergency rooms annually for trampoline-related injuries. And common trampoline injuries include broken bones, soft tissue injuries, and unfortunately head and neck injuries. The factors which increase risk: younger children. Now, this was surprising to me. I thought it would be older children, but younger children under 6 are more vulnerable to trampoline injuries. Multiple jumpers on the trampoline. Now, I've seen this a few times, where there have been 2 kids on the trampoline and one comes down on top of the other. Tempting stunts, this makes sense. Flips, somersaults are going to increase your risk of injury. And of course, falling on the frame that's holding up the trampoline. I've seen this a couple of times. See a lot of forearm fractures that way. And of course, falling off the trampoline onto the ground. Now, I don't want to take all the fun out of life, but there are other things to do in life in order to have fun. Why go looking for problems? In short, get rid of the trampoline, at least at home. If you don't want to get rid of the trampoline, at least reduce your child's exposure to it. Put in some safety features. Now, here are a few tips that you can do. Never jump on the trampoline alone. Now, they don't mean put 2 kids on at the same time. What they mean is that the child should not be out there by him or herself on the trampoline. There should be an adult nearby. Ensure that the trampoline has a safety net. This makes sense. You don't want to bonk off the trampoline. Avoid high-risk stunts, flips, somersaults, of course. And keep the trampoline in good condition. Make sure that it's not going to break on you. Okay, let me close with this. Now, most of these trampolines that I've seen are about 3 feet off the ground. Now, if you are 5 feet tall and you jump only 3 to 5 feet in the air, that will put your head anywhere from 8 to 10 feet in the air in relation to the trampoline. You can add another 3 feet in relation to the ground. Now, if you don't come down right or you bonk off the trampoline, that's enough to kill you. Not so much because of the speed, but because you don't have the time to react. Let me explain why. Recently, where I live in the Rio Grande Valley, there was a group of students who got together for a party. They thought it would be a neat idea to jump off the roof into the pool. Of course they thought it would be a neat idea. They've seen it in Hollywood movies. It's not a neat idea. Now, this house had a very low roof. This roof was no more than 12 feet off the ground at its peak. One of the students stood up to jump off, but as he stood up, he slipped and he fell to the ground with his head down and he broke his neck. This event was captured in a horrifying video that was posted online. In a split second, his life was over. Gravity is so powerful. It only takes 1 second to fall 10 feet. 1 second. Had this student fallen from 20 feet, he might have stood a chance. Might have. But at 10 feet, there was no time to react. The same goes for a trampoline. They look safe, they look harmless, They're not. Thank you.